On Christmas Eve, just when the snow began to fall heavier and the world felt colder than it should, a young homeless woman with a torn coat did something most people wouldn't even think about anymore. She stopped to help a stranger collapse in the street. But what she didn't know, what no one knew, was that the man she wrapped her coat around, the man she held while everyone else kept walking, was one of the wealthiest and most influential people in the entire town. And here's the part that makes this story unforgettable. When he opened his eyes in the hospital the next morning, the very first thing he asked wasn't about his heart, or the doctors, or his family. He asked, "Where is the young woman who saved me?" Because as he lay in the snow last night, fading in and out, he saw something in her eyes. Not fear, not pity, but the kind of kindness money can't buy and most people don't give anymore. And he made a promise, right there, before he even knew her name, that if he survived the night, he would change hers. So if you think small acts don't matter, or that Christmas miracles only happen in movies, wait until you hear what happened when a man with everything decided to repay the only person who expected absolutely nothing. Before we begin, if you believe the world still needs more kindness, I'd love for you to subscribe. Your support helps us share more stories that bring hope back into people's hearts. On Christmas Eve, just when the snow began to fall heavier and the world felt colder than it should, a young homeless woman with a torn coat did something most people don't bother with anymore. She stopped to help a stranger collapse in the street. Emily Parker, 26, walked with her head tucked low against the wind, her shoes soaked through from the slush. She hadn't eaten since yesterday, but she still smiled at the Christmas lights blinking in the windows. She whispered softly to herself, "Another day. Just get through another day." Inside Hanson's market, families hurried around with red cheeks and bright shopping bags. Emily stood outside for a moment just to feel the warmth of the glass against her palms. She missed that feeling. Warmth, home, safety. But she kept walking. She always did. That's when she heard the sound, a heavy thud behind her. She spun around. An elderly man lay crumpled beside the curb, his cane inches from his hand, snow collecting on his shoulders. People rushed by. Some glanced, some didn't, but no one stopped. Emily didn't think. She dropped her backpack and ran. "Sir, sir, can you hear me?" His eyes flickered. His breath was short and uneven. "My chest," he whispered. Emily knelt in the snow, the cold biting through her clothes. Without hesitation, she pulled off her thin coat and wrapped it around him, rubbing his arms to keep him warm. "Stay with me, okay? I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." Her phone was dead, so she sprinted inside the store, shouting for help. Within minutes, paramedics arrived, lifting him onto a stretcher. As they slid the doors closed, the old man looked at her with a kind of desperate gratitude she hadn't seen in years. "Thank you," he mouthed weakly. Emily nodded, breath shaking. "You're welcome. Please, get better." The ambulance drove off, and just like that, the night grew quiet again. Emily retrieved her backpack, hugging herself tightly in the cold. She had nothing left to warm her now, but she didn't regret giving her coat. Not for a second. She curled up under the bakery awning for the night, pulling her knees to her chest, whispering into the cold air, "I hope he's okay, whoever he is." The next morning, Christmas morning, Maple Ridge sparkled. The snow was bright, the sky soft pink, and bells from the church drifted through the air like a slow, gentle prayer. Emily blinked awake to the sound of a car pulling up, a sleek black sedan. She frowned. Cars didn't stop for her. A man in a long coat stepped out. Emily Parker. Her heart dropped. I'm sorry if I slept somewhere I wasn't supposed to. No, he said quickly, hands raised. I'm here because Mr. William Carter is requesting you. Emily froze. Who? The man you helped last night. Her breath caught. He's alive? Very much alive, the man smiled. And he's insistent we bring you. Emily didn't know what to say. Nobody insisted on seeing her. Not for years. The assistant opened the door gently. Please, he's waiting. They drove past neighborhoods glowing with Christmas decorations. Emily watched children run out of their homes holding new toys, parents laughing behind them. She swallowed hard. She hadn't experienced a Christmas morning like that since she was a child. When the car stopped, she gasped. A beautiful brick home stood before her, covered in garlands and warm white lights. A wreath hung on the door. Smoke drifted from the chimney. Inside, the warmth wrapped around her like a blanket she didn't know she needed. And then she saw him, William Carter, sitting in a comfortable armchair by the fireplace, wrapped in a green sweater, looking much stronger than the night before. But when he looked up and saw her, his entire face lit up. There she is, he said softly. My Christmas angel. Emily flushed, embarrassed. I'm just Emily. He gestured for her to sit. You saved my life last night. She shook her head. I just did what anyone should do. He leaned closer. That's the thing, dear. No one else did. She swallowed. He was right. And the truth stung in a place she tried hard to ignore. William took her hand, gently, like she was something fragile. As I lay there in the snow, fading in and out, I saw your face. Not fear, not judgment, just kindness. Pure, genuine kindness. He paused, clearing his throat. And I made a promise, a private one, that if I woke up this morning, I would find you. Emily blinked rapidly, tears filling her eyes. Why? She whispered. I don't understand. His smile was soft but firm. Because the world hasn't been very kind to you, has it? Her lips trembled. She shook her head. And because someone like you, he said gently, someone who still gives warmth even when she's freezing, shouldn't be alone in this world. Emily lowered her face, overwhelmed. William nodded at his assistant, who returned carrying a small box, wrapped neatly, tied with red ribbon. Emily, he said, I want to change your life, not because you owe me anything, but because you showed me the kind of heart this world needs more of. Her voice cracked. I don't know what to say. He pressed the gift into her hands. Merry Christmas. Emily hesitated, then slowly opened the box. Inside was a key. Silver, simple, but heavy with possibility. She looked up, confused. This is the key, he said, to your new apartment, fully furnished, stocked with food, and rented for you for the next 12 months. Emily froze. She stared at him as though he'd spoken a language she didn't understand. I also want to offer you a job, he continued. At Carter Publishing, you'll get training, support, a future. Tears fell down her cheeks, warm, unstoppable. I don't deserve this, she whispered. William shook his head immediately. Yes, you do. You deserve 1,000 good things for the one good thing you did last night. Kindness shouldn't leave you cold and alone. Not anymore. Emily covered her mouth with her hands, sobbing softly, the kind of sob that only comes when pain finally starts melting away. William reached out, placing his hand gently over hers. "Let me do for you what you did for me. You saved my life. Now it's my turn to help rebuild yours." Emily spent her first real Christmas morning in years inside a warm home, sipping hot cocoa, wrapped in a soft blanket, while snow fell peacefully outside the window. For the first time in forever, she felt safe. She felt seen. She felt human again. That night, as she lay in the new apartment William had given her, she whispered into the quiet, "Thank you for finding me, for believing in me, for giving me a home." And somewhere across town, an old man sat by his Christmas tree, smiling to himself, grateful for the girl who reminded him that kindness is still alive in the world. It was the night two strangers saved each other, one with compassion, the other with opportunity. And that was the night everything changed. If this story moved you, please share it with someone today. You never know who needs hope. And if you'd like more stories that heal the heart, hit subscribe. We're just getting started.